What's going on, guys? It's LtBuzzLitebeer, and it's time to look at the proposed gear set changes for the upcoming earth-shaking update 1.4 that is soon to be released for our beloved game, The Division. Keep in mind this is what the possible changes could be, and this is from a preliminary list, and Massive could tweak even further prior to launching update 1.4. Today will be episode 6 of this 13-part series, as I do not want to upload a 30 to 40 minute video with all 13 gear sets at once. In case you missed it, in episode 5, I reviewed the Alpha Bridge gear set, and make sure and check the video description for a link to that video. Most of the gear sets have been changed, with some of the sets receiving heavy buffs and others nerfed in an attempt to get them all back on par with each other and create parity. Also, while I have been commentating, the general gear set changes have been posted on the screen, including changes to the 2- and 4-piece sets and maximum level caps. And with all of that preliminary information out of the way, let's get into the individual gear sets. Sentry's Call was an instant success ever since it was introduced in Update 1.1 at the same time as Incursions and the Tactician's Authority, Striker's Battle Gear, and Path of the Nomad gear sets. I still can't believe Sentry's Call has been around since mid-April of this year, and it's still just as potent now as it was all those months ago. Although this kit was originally intended for and tailor-made for the ultra-precise marksman rifle user, agents quickly found out its true potential when they started marking targets while using pistols and DMRs for their teammates to do dramatic damage to all and including the heaviest of enemies. Having at least one player on the squad with a maxed Sentry's Call gear set was almost a must when tackling the Dragon's Nest incursion on Heroic, and made farming the 4 horsemen manageable. Prior to Update 1.4, Sentry's Call is regarded as one of the top 3 gear sets currently available in the Division. The current talents for the Sentry's Call gear set are as follows. The 2-piece gives you a 10% headshot bonus, the 3-piece gives you 10% damage to elites, and the 4-piece bonus unlocks the Stalker talent, which headshots mark the enemy, increasing the damage inflicted on the target by 15% for a duration of 10 seconds each. A target can receive up to 3 marks. The 5-piece bonus awards an additional 20% headshot damage and 10% damage to elites. With the proposed changes, the 2-piece will give you 30% increased aiming accuracy, the 3-piece gives you 10% damage to elites, and the 4-piece bonus still unlocks the Stalker talent, but the damage inflicted has been reduced to 5% for a duration of 30 seconds with a maximum of 3 marks per target. The 5-piece bonus has been completely removed. Like the Striker's Battle gear set, Sentry's Call is the only other gear set in the game that currently has a 5-piece set bonus. Even without this bonus, the Sentry's Call gear set makes dropping level 35 heavies easy, with the damage increase of up to 45%. If you have a competent Sentry's Call player on your squad, all you need to do was wait for them to mark an elite enemy with 3 headshots, and then pour on the bullets and watch them simply melt. 45% additional damage is one of the highest damage buffs in the game, and in comparison to the Striker's Battle gear, which requires a minimum of 100 rounds to reach max damage stacks, the Sentry's Call gets half that damage buff in only 3 shots. This provides maximum damage to effort value, and with the 5-piece set bonus, Sentry's Call brought an additional 30% headshot bonus and 20% damage to elites, and really gave agents one of the most devastating kits in the Division. The saying goes, all good things must come to an end, and it looks as though Sentry's Call has reached the end. It's not that this kit has been rendered completely useless, it has just been brought down to stay in line with the rest of the gear sets in the Division. Gone is the 5-piece set bonus, and instead of up to 30% additional headshot damage, it has now been replaced by 30% increased aiming accuracy. The 3-piece talent remains the same, with the major change happening in the 4-piece set bonus, as Stalker has been nerfed by a major percentage. Or has it? If you just look at the raw numbers, assuming a target has been marked the maximum of 3 times at the current percentage of 15%, times 3 for 10 seconds equals a total additional damage of 450% over that 10-second duration before needing to remark. Update 1.4 will change the damage equation to 5% times 3 times 30 seconds, which equals the same 450% additional damage over the time of the mark. Now, before you say it isn't going to work the same, think back to how massive is lowering the time to kill and removing these bullet sponge bosses from the game. If they were to leave the 45% modifier in effect, we would simply be able to melt every single NPC and agent we ever encountered. That type of surge in damage output had to be lowered and stretched over a longer period of time in order to stay in balance with the rest of the changes that will be implemented in the upcoming meta programming. It is these sweeping changes that have brought me to the conclusion that Sentry's Call will fall from its top tier status to a middle tier gear set to have and farm in Update 1.4. As always, I would love to hear what you think of the possible gear set changes for Sentry's Call in my gear set review. In addition, if you could take the time to rate the video with either a thumbs up or down, it would be greatly appreciated. If you want some more LtBuzzLitebeer and my weapon reviews in your life, follow me on Twitter at LtBuzzLitebeer. I'm very proud about all of the work I've put into my entire The Division Weapon Review playlist, and it really is the most comprehensive and accurate Division Weapon Review playlist on YouTube. So, if there is any weapon in The Division you have questions about, look no further than my reviews to answer any and all of your questions. And remember, from my channel, likes, comments, subs are loved. Until my next The Division video, this has been LtBuzzLitebeer saying peace out.